Category: Culture and World. This is Chilling Reincarnation Stories. Meet 3 people who lived before.
Did you know, guys? Did you know?
This is the story of Sam. "When I was your age, I changed your diaper," said the dark-haired boy to his father. Ron looked down at his smiling son, who had not yet turned 2. Some believed that he was his deceased grandfather, Ron's late father, who had returned to his family. More intrigued than alarmed, Ron and Kathy, his wife, asked Sam, "How did you come back?" "I just went whoosh and came out the portal," he responded. His parents were stunned to hear him use a word like portal and then encouraged him to say more. They asked Sam if he'd had any siblings, and he replied that he'd had a sister who turned into a fish. They asked again, "Who turned her to a fish?" Sam replied, "Some bad guys, she died." The truth is, Sam's grandfather had a sister who had been murdered 60 years earlier. Her body was found floating in San Francisco Bay. Ron and Kathy then gently asked Sam, "Do you know how you died?" Sam jerked back and slapped the top of his head as if in pain. 1 year before Sam was born, his grandfather had died of cerebral hemorrhage.
That is scary. What is scary, Nanay?
This is a story of a 3-year-old. A 3-year-old boy in the Golan Heights caused quite a stir when he claimed he was murdered in a past life. The boy, a member of the Druze ethnic group which believes in reincarnation, had a long red birthmark on his head. According to some Druze beliefs, birthmarks indicate where death wounds occurred during a past life. When the boy learned how to talk, he started telling elders that he had been killed by an axe blow in a prior life. The boy was led through several villages to see if any of them were familiar to him. Once he found a familiar village, he claimed that he knew exactly who had killed him. Suddenly, the boy walked up to a man and said, "Aren't you Ellie?" And then he forgot the name. Then the man answered yes. Then the boy said, "I used to be your neighbor. We had a fight and you killed me with an axe." Ellie told me that the man had suddenly gone white as a sheet. The 3-year-old boy then said, "I even know where he buried my body." Afterward, the boy led his elders to a pile of stones under which they found a body with an axe wound in its head. He also led them to the spot where the axe was buried and reportedly forcing his killer to confess the crime.
I can believe it.
This is the case of Matin Aung Myo. A case reported involved a Burmese girl called Matin Aung Myo, who claimed to be the reincarnation of a Japanese soldier killed during the Second World War. In early 1953, a villager Dautin gave birth to a daughter and called her Matin Aung Myo. The baby was perfect with one small exception, a thumb-sized birthmark on her groin. As the child grew up, it was noted that she had a great fear of aircraft. Every time one flew overhead, she would become agitated and cry. It was therefore strange that Ma was afraid that the aircraft would shoot at her. The child started stating that she wanted to go home. Later, home became more specific. She wanted to return to Japan. When asked why this was the case, she stated that she had memories of being a Japanese soldier based in Natul. She knew that she had been killed by machine gun fire from an aircraft. She later remembered that the previous personality came from northern Japan and that he had 5 children. She remembered that she is a Japanese soldier. She described wearing short pants and no shirt. An Allied aircraft spotted him and strafed the area around him. He ran for cover. As he did so, he was hit by a bullet in the groin, which killed him instantly. She described the plane as having two tails. This was later identified as substantial reincarnation evidence, being a Lockheed P-38 Lightning, an aircraft used by allies in the Burma campaign. In her teens, Ma Tin Aung Myo showed distinct masculine traits. She cropped her hair short and refused to wear female clothing. She said that she did not like the hot climate of Burma nor its spicy food. She much preferred eating semi-raw fish.